I have to put me in there.
Come on. I want to hear you.
I know. I love it. This is Lebanon County, right, gals? Everybody knows
Yeah, we
everybody. It
know
all
each
ties
Yes.
other.
together in some way or another. I
Yeah.
love it. Poor Linda.
Question.
Linda's over there on the West Shore, so she doesn't know. She doesn't know the connection to
Oh,
any of you
hi,
over there. But
Linda.
she's a gal on our team and things. So
There she is.
you
Hi.
probably some of you have been here before. You've
I
seen Linda
think
on
I.
some of the stuff. So so I know that you have, but all right, I think, oh, it does not say live. What happened? Hold on. Oh no, it says stop live stream. So it must be live. Okay. So awesome. Well, I'm excited just to share with you. I've been doing, a couple of hacks in my skincare recently and really learning that sometimes more is not better. So we're going to kind of talk about that and being able to put the pieces together. But I'm going to tell you some of the things that I have been doing and adding and where I've seen some differences. And I don't know, did you all get to see the picture? I don't know what, made me think of this yesterday. And I just thought, I'm going to go back. I want to look at the very, very first selfie
Mhm.
on my phone. And then
Yeah,
I want to look at one I took recently.
yeah, that was amazing.
Right?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, dang, Mary Kay products work. Like, we know this, but when I saw that next to each other, I was like, wow, that convinced me again just how great these products are and that the routine and the cycle and what I'm working with is really working. So, obviously, every day, twice a day, I do wash my face. I mean, that's a given. I really encourage people make sure you're doing it twice a day. And if you are not the greatest at doing it twice a day, I even tell people you've got the simple solution, use the micellar water. But get off all the dead skin and all the stuff that has built up overnight, get it off, get a fresh face in the morning. And at the end of the day, getting rid of all the pollutants that are on our skin, keep it from aging and getting damaged overnight. So, really making sure we're getting that makeup off at night. And the way the micellar water works is if you're not great at washing your face at night, at least this is going to break down all the makeup and clean your face. Okay. And sometimes if I've had really dirty or grimy, or I'm had a really full face of makeup and things like that, I will use the micellar water first to get all my makeup off my face, eye makeup remover on the eyes, and then I will wash my face with my cleanser. And the reason for that is it just allows the cleanser to do a little bit more of the age fighting benefit that it has for my skin than just washing off my makeup, because every one of our cleansers has a benefit to it. There's ingredients in there that are meant to also give you some age fighting benefits. Okay. And things. And I will tell you the cleanser that I do use the foaming cleanser most of the time, at least once a day. But we also have the new Mary Kay skincare, which is a more basic skincare. It doesn't have the age fighting ingredients in it like the foaming or like the 4-in-1. But if your skin is super sensitive, or you're not using the 4-in-1 or the foaming, the new Mary Kay skincare is a great alternative. And it does have a product that's called, one of the products in there is glycerin, which is amazing for nourishing your skin. And you're hearing a little bit more about that on the market right now as an ingredient that's good for your skin. So that one can be a great one. If you're already on this foaming cleanser or 4-in-1 cleanser, stay on it. But for some of our gals that maybe aren't on those yet, we do have that other new program that is a great alternative. Okay. The second thing that I am sure to do every day is to wear my sunscreen. And we have multiple different sunscreens. This is our day solution. I know, Elaine, I think this is the one you're using. You're outside, you're super active all the time. I know you put this just right into your daily routine. But the sunscreen really keeps us protected from those age spots getting any darker, deeper, and it does prevent against the damage that can cause more fine lines and wrinkles. So, daily sunscreen. And if you're on the repair one, again, you're getting that sunscreen benefit just with different ingredients. Okay. So either one of those, but I do wear my sunscreen daily. That's just another piece I think that really helps. Now, another thing though that I have added to my routine on a regular basis, just in the last like 2 months, and this is kind of old school. I mean, Stephanie, you and I are right around the same age. So I know, did you have Seabreeze in your bathroom growing
Oh
up?
my God. Yes.
Right. Even Kathy did, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Right. Seabreeze was around for a while, right? But we used Seabreeze, as a toner, or we called it an astringent back then. Well, astringents are deeper clean, more acne control. They have a different purpose to them than today's toners. Okay. And that the difference is they were meant to really strip more oil, deeper clean, help with acne breakouts, those types of things. Today's toners are more pH balanced toners because our whole body has pH to it, and so does our skin. So does that microbiome level, first level of our skin. And so with the toner step is what I have found is amplifying all my other skincare. I feel like I'm getting more results from the same things I'm doing because I'm just pH balancing my skin a little bit more. And now if you're using the 4-in-1 cleanser, that one does have a toner step in it, technically, a very mild one in the form of one of those little beads, but you could still use the toner with that. Okay, this is gentle enough to be able to do that and gives you that, but is giving you that overall pH balance. So then when I put my serums on, I put some of those other things on, they're actually working a little bit more effectively because this will clean out your pores a little bit more, but it's giving your skin back the right balance.
Okay, what's the order? What's the order on that one? So you washed your face.
This would be next.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't do it morning and night. And I don't quite do it every single day, but I would tell you I'm typically doing this at least once a day. And if I had to say when, from playing with it, I feel like I like it at night a little bit more. And here's the reason. And I've looked at, I really haven't found research as to when for this part of it. I've done research on what it's doing and why it's a benefit. But the reason I like it is night because all your products are working at night when your skin is rebuilding and restoring. And so I feel like it allows them to do that a little bit more.
So does my night cream not have any toner in it?
It doesn't. No, your night cream is then to rebuild and restore. That has all those vitamin beads in there, helping to tighten your skin, prevent fine lines and wrinkles, and helping your skin to rejuvenate and rebuild and restore at night. So those little beads in there are all the vitamins A, C, and E.
And then you use the toner on top of that.
No, you would tone first, prepare the skin first. So that goes right after the cleanser. And then you would add your night one. Okay. But that's, again, with this new skincare that we've had come out, the Mary Kay skincare, it is a basic skincare, no age fighting in it at all, but it's the newest ingredients. It's very simple ingredients. So it's been great for the most sensitive skin, and it's for normal to dry skin and also mattifying. So for some of you, I don't think the mattifying applies to you, but if you know people in your life that have oily skin and are struggling to find skincare, or they still get breakouts or something like that, we've had a lot of success with this system. So share my name. Oh my gosh, shameless plug, but share my name because I've been really able to help young people and older people that are still struggling with oily skin have a great combination, which is sometimes hard to find. You can't either find a good skincare that doesn't make you oily. And we have two great options for that. So, but this piece really fits with any of the skincare programs you're already using, just to boost it and make them work a little bit more effectively. Okay.
Does it have that sea breeze ting to it?
No, that's the difference. Okay. Your astringents are harsher.
Okay.
This is literally just another gentle cleanse. Like, it will clean out those pores a little bit more because you're using it on a cotton ball. It helps to kind of tone them back a little bit. No sting, no burn, and there's no alcohol. Okay. And it literally just helps bring your skin back to its natural pH balance. Okay. A good question. So cleanse, tone, Then you would continue with some of your other pieces and other serums that we would do on the nights that we're going to do that. The other thing, before I get into some of the serums and what to use and how we're using it, we don't line up and do all of these things all of the time, right? That ends up being too much for our skin. And it's a little bit I will say, honestly, the American culture, we have this mindset that sometimes more is better, But really, when it comes to our skin, we don't want to be overdoing it. And so many of you have heard me teach and talk about the skin cycling in the past. Linda, I know you've been really faithful at doing that. Kathy, I think we've gotten you on that. But if you have some of these other serums and steps, you don't do everything every night. And so that's something that's important, is walking through what does that look like. And one of the things that I have found that has really been beneficial to me is my exfoliation. I'm doing exfoliation at least once a week, occasionally twice, but making sure we're not doing that deeper exfoliation more than twice a week. It's almost too much. We can do too much. And sometimes I find I just do one. I'm only doing one that week, so that I'm not generating kind of too much cell turnover. And you have choices on your exfoliator. You have the chemical exfoliator in the facial peel, my personal favorite, but I also love the physical exfoliator of the scrub of the microdermabrasion. But making sure that that's in my routine, but not too often. So no more than twice a week for those. And what my easy way, does anybody remember what my easy way to remember these, when to do these?
Wednesday, Sunday, but I don't remember why.
Yes, Wednesdays and weekends. Yes, very good, Kathy. Your consultant
I was listening at some point. Yeah.
But I tell you, do that, one of them on a Wednesday and the other one on the weekends. And that way, you're not overdoing it or treating yourself with that, but putting that exfoliation step in. Okay. So any other questions on those pieces? And then I think the last piece, of course, of daily skincare, we talked about cleansing, we've talked about toning, we've talked about exfoliating. The other thing is moisturizing. So that's the other piece of your, daily or weekly routine that's important for good skincare, is making sure that you have a great moisturizer that fits for your skin type, normal to dry, combination to oily, whatever it is, but finding the one that fits and feels good on your skin. It's not too shiny or oily at the end of the day that it just slicks away, but making sure that your skin does feel nourished and hydrated. And we have multiple ones that can help. And again, I think that's where I get to individualize for you. And I think most of you have the routine of what does work. And I think you're pretty diligent about doing that. The one other thing I think many of you use, and this is still mine in the old packaging, and now has new packaging that's just pink and white. But the other thing I use daily, basically since it's come out, is our nourishing oil. And it's 100% naturally derived, great for all skin types. And while the word oil is in it, it is not super greasy. It's a very, very lightweight feel, more than water, but it doesn't have a greasy or heavy feel. And because of the natural base of that product, I have just chosen to add a drop or two of that, either layered with my moisturizer or dropped into my moisturizer before I put it on my face. And those ingredients are, again, just great for the natural kind of microbiome of your skin, the natural balance of your skin, because they are all 100% naturally derived. And if you use a drop or two, the little bottle lasts for a long time. But that's been another piece that I have found to kind of nourish my skin. Now, I can't tell you that it has no claims of doing anything as far as, evening skin tone or brightening or any of those types of things. But I can tell you I'm not consistent on any other brightener product except for Serum C&E has been in my routine for a long time, but I don't use the other brighteners. I don't use anything else. Your sunscreen will help prevent age fighting spots, but I do feel like I've seen people, my mother's one of them. She would tell you that when she added this to her routine, her skin tone stayed the same. Like it's stayed the same since then. She even said she felt like there were some spots that improved. But I do feel like having that in there, my skin's tone in those 10 years has hardly changed. Okay. So just another one of those products doesn't really have that claim. I'm just sharing from personal experience for myself and some other people that we have found to, you know, be a benefit when they're not using any of the other stuff. Okay. So any questions on those things?
Okay, the serum C and E that you just held up, that and so that's back, like it's washed the face. You could do the toner if you didn't do the toner, but then you would put, this would be one of the serums that's in there. That's one of the.
Yes. If you're looking kind of at order of application, so let's talk about order of application a little bit. If you have some of these other bottles, right?
Oh,
you
yeah.
have some of these other serums that fit in between, right? So first of all, I would say you aren't going to wear all of them every single day, both times. They have different purposes and times that we use them and wear them based on what they do. But if we want to reduce age spots, and that's a key for us, we have one for age spots. We have one for more fine lines and wrinkles. We have one for hydration. HA and ceramide is for hydration. That plumps up your skin. And I'm not dry by any means, but I do feel like the HA, that's one of the serums I use pretty consistently. It's in my routine on my hydration day. So, like we have an exfoliation day. I have one day that I focus more on just the hydration products. So I will use the hydration booster and I will use the moisture renewing gel mask that night. And those are the things I put on my skin that night. And I skip everything else. That's the skin cycling that helps. Okay. But if you have these two, if you have a white one, you use the little white one first. And then you can wear these. You can wear these two together. Again, if I am layering them together, I'm making sure they dry in between. But again, I have gone to the point where some days I wear this one, some days I wear that one, or one morning, one night. I'm not wearing these every day all the time together. You can, because these are both collagen boosting, so they're doing the same thing. They just do it in different ways. Okay.
Cindy, I really like the C and E, the pink
C&E,
or whatever, something. That was the last. Yeah.
Beat up my days.
That was one of the newer ones that I had gotten from you.
Yeah.
And I think I really like that one the best.
Yeah.
Still have some of that one in your other hand and stuff like that. Yeah. But I think I like the pink one the best.
I do like them layered together. And it's, here's the thing. It's like medicine. You can use it and it can work really great. Someone else uses it and this one works better. Everybody's got to find their fit. Yeah. And I will tell you, the C&E is a collagen boosting. Vitamin C is also known to even out your skin tone. It gives some spring back to my skin because I feel like it will tighten that. So I get a little bounce in my cheeks from it. Okay.
You're young.
And this one I wear all over. So forehead, right underneath my eyes, make sure all over on my nose, those types of things. I do wear that one all over.
Okay.
When I am doing the repair, this one is really meant to tighten and tone and lift in this fountain of youth, like in this triangle area. So I don't put repair on my nose. I could probably put it on my forehead, but honestly, I don't. I keep it focused in this area of my cheekbones, out and on these little jowls, because it's going to tighten and tone and lift those. And that's that.
Thank you.
One. So other questions? So, but do you see how it really is breaking it down? And so if you have some of these jars and you say, okay, I need to, and Kathy, we've done this for you. We have gone through and customized and kind of made like this, you know, you do this, you know, this is one night, this is the next, this is the next, really to give that result. So if you have some of these things and you're still like, how do I fit them all together? Or if you heard me talk about something like, would that fit into my routine? Always just message me, reach out to me. You know, I love to do those individualized sessions and help you to do that. But I'm finding as I was talking to people, there is confusion. And sometimes people are like, I'm just layering it all. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's more than what you need. Like, let's backtrack and let's talk about what they do. And you want to focus on exfoliation. You want to focus on, you know, your tightening and toning. You want to focus on your moisture. And you'll have certain pieces that happen every day. They're the sandwich board to the other stuff you're doing in between. But the stuff that you do in between is not every day, everything. Okay. And then for the eye area, the two other things I'll talk about that are a little bit more concentrated for that eye area, for any smile lines or little wrinkles we might be getting around our you know, mouth as well. Two things that I've been working with, and I've been using these for a while. But again, the consistency of using them. Anybody using the deep wrinkle filler? It's like spackle. It's like spackle. Like it's, so this is again, very, very concentrated. Let me see if I can bring this in to do it. So if I'm really doing a bad job here. Let me line myself up first. I don't think you're going to be able to see it real well on this camera, but if I put it in a little like fine line and wrinkle, I just put the tiniest amount, kind of pat it in there, and you just don't need much, but it helps to fill in those wrinkles and those creases. Because it has a light diffuser, has a little bit of retinol. And so I use it. I have one particular line that's very stands out on my lip. And I can put that in there and it will help to literally kind of erase that little line. You could probably reapply a little bit in there and you might be able to see it. And I also use it in these little smile lines here. And it helps get rid of any of the tiny little wrinkles that are starting in there and things. So that's kind of an extra that does, again, consistent use has shown it's making a difference for me. I wasn't always consistent with it, but now that I'm using it on a regular basis, I feel like it's toned down a little bit of those smile lines. So extra products. I know some of you are super simple. You know, that's how I normally am, but if I can erase a wrinkle right away, I'm all for it.
So the filler though, is that is an everyday thing. So that goes on.
I use it every morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I do use it every morning. And then for the eye area, problem area for me, I have very, very dark circles and things. So yeah, you too. Like they're just so dark and they're so puffy. And I realized I either dropped it or I didn't bring it in. But I can make sure to tag you on the video I did online. I use our TimeWise Repair eye cream, has that little metal applicator on the ends. And I've started to work that metal applicator. So squeeze out a little bit of the product and I work that metal applicator from the inside out only. And I'm almost doing it like, have you all seen what's that stone called? Anybody know what I'm talking about? There's that facial stone. We had rollers, we have the quartz, but now it's a guiche.
Hummus?
Guiche. What's the word? Guiche?
Gua sha.
Gua sha. Thank you. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot think of it. Yeah, the gua sha stone, right? They are doing this gua sha stone to help with, it's really helping with lymphatic drain and blood flow in your face, right? That's what it does. And I think they work. I have a facial roller that I've been using that's very similar, but I've been using that metal of the eye area to help to decrease my puffiness because I'm doing it like you would do a lymphatic drain type protocol inside out. I'm not rubbing it back and forth anymore. I'm literally just using it and helping to bring some of that puffiness out to the drain. Okay. So that's a tweak that I've done and it has helped. I still have darker circles a little bit, but it's helping with that puffiness reduction in doing the application that way. And then the other thing for this little area here, I don't have a lot of lines on my forehead. I don't have those little, some people have those little lines they get in here. Only if I really scrunch do I get them, right? But we have the new, our non-injectable Botox-like product, really. It really just has some great results to it. But that one is used, again, consistently every day. And typically it's put on before my eye cream and things like that. But I have just been putting that in this area right underneath my eye, kind of on the bone, not right underneath, but in the area where we get those little fine lines and wrinkles out to that edge. And that, again, has really reduced that appearance of those because it's got the, there's an active ingredient in here that's oh gosh, starts with a B. Just totally drew a blank as to what it is, but they have found that ingredient, that is a plant-based ingredient, to be effective like those injectables are for filling in and relaxing those fine lines and wrinkles. So again, that's kind of an extra. Those are, for my simple gals, I know you're gonna be like, nope, don't need that. But if you have certain areas, and here's what I tell you, if you have an area of your biggest concern that you would like to go one step more, let's figure out what that piece is that can help you to do it. And just make sure you're doing your pieces consistently on the basics and then in routine for the extras. And we can help make sure that you're maximizing really your skincare routine as well. So learn some new hacks, helpful, right? But yeah, when you see those pictures 10 years apart, it's like, okay, what's working well, right? And it really is being able to customize for you, what you need the most, what your biggest concerns are, and finding that routine. So, so awesome. Well, any other questions? I'll stay on the line, but thank you so much for tuning in with us. And I did a horrible job of making any notes for giveaways, but I think you all asked questions. So you all get entries for being here. And I dropped my phone earlier. And I cannot see the YouTube comments. So I'm going to do one giveaway now. And then I will do another one after I can go back and look at the YouTube comments. But I told you got more entries if you tuned in here. So let me get all of you in here for showing up and then for also asking questions. But any other questions while I do this quick? Anybody have a favorite product that I've didn't talk about or did talk about?
My favorite is the CC cream. I love that stuff.
And that's like age too. It's like age fighting in a foundation. Yes. It does give you great benefits in a foundation, but it has the sunscreen, has a little bit of moisturizer, and it's like you put a filter on your face when you put that on.
I love it.
Yeah. Stops the redness, all of those things. All right. So I'm going to do this one for all of our guest consultants. You will be in the next drawing with our YouTube gals as well. So let me go ahead and tap our little wheel. Don't you love technology?
How cute.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wait, I can't tell.
Lane.
Oh my gosh.
So you're going to get one of your favorites, because again, if people were to ask me, if somebody said, I wash and cleanse my face, that's all I do, and I wanted to add one thing to my routine, you know what I mean? If they were just super simple and didn't do anything to start with, I would make sure they're doing their day and their night and just getting those basics. Some of you are doing it with the repair. Kathy, I think you're on that one. But Elaine, I know you use these, so you're going to earn one of these. I'll ask you which one you want, which one you want, your day or your night, but you're going to earn one of these as part of that giveaway, because just getting a basic one step that helps with the rebuilding of the skin, the protection, the vitamin infused that's in these two pieces, to me, that's the one thing that people can add that's going to give them one step more if they're super simple and just getting started with age fighting. So Okay. So congrats. Yay. That's a $34 value for free. So congratulations.
Yay.
Elaine, did you win at tennis today too?